if somebody was to move in like in an off time of year to establish it, what do you think your advice to them would be? Like, hey, do I need to go out there and put out the winter rye and all that to get something going, or
Yeah.
what would be your perspective?
Well, so say one of your customers is moving in October, but they want ultimately to work towards warm season Bermuda grass. You've built it in the middle of a field. That's what's native there. It's coming back,
Yep.
so and you've got no trees. And they say, well, what they'll say to you is, well, I want Bermuda, but if I seed Bermuda now, it's not going to germinate. So it's just sitting there. That's not good. You don't want to seed Bermuda in October and just let it sit because it's not going to germinate because of temperature. So it could rot, essentially. Or just wash away because it's just sitting there waiting on timing to be right. And then they say, but you're telling me fescue in the summer's going to die. So, what you do in that situation, what I tell people, if you're in that fall situation, do the fescue at a light rate, not the full seed rate, and do a ryegrass. Rye will grow in the cracks of this floor right here. It'll grow in the back of your truck. It's so easy. And it looks like, make you look like Augusta National.
Yeah.
You'll be the envy of the neighborhood for about 3 months.
Yeah.
So, get that rye fescue something going. I tell people this, I'm like, don't put out preems. We want growth. I don't care if it's crabgrass, dandelions, ragweed, whatever. We just want green and growing, because what happens is, even if it's a weed, which weeds grow in much easier environments, and it's growing, as it sets roots, that's aerifying the soil. As it dies, as you kill it later on, it decomposes and turns into, it's better than letting these hard pans form. Some people will say, well, I want to see Bermuda in the spring. I'm not doing anything. They're going to leave it red dirt just like you left the grade. That's bad, because weeds are going to start popping up. It's going to look terrible. And then all these hard pans form, and you've got to recultivate.
Yep.
So spend the money, get the fescue, and you don't have to really spray that out. Now you've got a natural straw in place. You've got a pretty good stand rolling into April.
Right.
And then you put out your Bermuda seed. You don't have to straw again. You did that the first go round. So now your grass that's dying, and you're going to look like crap. And, typically sometimes if it's an annual rye around Easter, it's lights out. And I mean, you'll wake up one day and you look like Augusta National. Fun fact, which is why they play the Masters when they do.
Yep.
Is because of that. The ryegrass is at peak at that time of year. So they're using a perennial rye. And then another fun fact, the year of COVID, the Masters got delayed. Well, they were like, they did it in October because they needed that month of ryegrass to kick in, because Augusta doesn't look great in those summer months.
Right.
So just again, and if you're on the adverse, say you're coming into the spring and you say, well, I don't want to put out ryegrass, because I'm not going to get but a month of it, and you're saying it's going to die. I don't like to do it, but you can put brown top millet. It's utility grass. It's for Dovetail. It grows 2 feet a week. It's terrible, but again, it's something green. Tell people, put your Bermuda out, mix it with a little millet. The millet's just to get something green and growing that you can cut. When millet dies and when annual rye dies, it's not coming back.
Right.
Like, it's a one cycle and it's out. So you don't have to worry about, well, I don't want to fight millet for the rest of my life trying to get rid of it. It'll kill itself. Right. So fescue rye, fall combination, millet, Bermuda at spring. And then in the summer, I would still do that millet, or in the fall, still do that rye, just
Right.
getting something green and growing.
Yep.
And then you can always, as you get the Bermuda, if that's what you're after to germinate, which is what 90% of people have here.